Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. Have you ever felt really scared to speak in front of somebody, especially when you've been asked to do a speech? I have, and I've felt those nervous butterflies in my tummy. Well, tonight I'm going to show you how to do a speech in 5 simple steps. But first of all, I'm going to introduce to you my lovely assistant. This is Angel, and she will be helping us with our steps. Thank you, Angel. Before we actually get on to the steps, what we're going to do is we're going to show you how to prepare for your icebreaker. Angel. As we know, ice is very hard. But once you know the steps of a speech, it will be a lot easier. Ice melts and your speech will also be melting in other people's hearts. Step 1 of the icebreaker speech. Choose something really familiar, and that is yourself. Now, when you're thinking about yourself, you need to think of 3 to 4 highlights of who you are, something that you find interesting about yourself that you would like to share with others. When you have those 4 different aspects of who you are, write them down. Step 2 of our icebreaker. Once you've actually got your highlights, you need to actually weave them into a story about yourself. But you need a clear beginning and a clear ending. So you need to think about what's an opening statement that introduces who you are and an ending statement that summarizes who you are. And the story in between can be just little dot points so that you're not going to forget what you're going to say as you're delivering your speech. So step number 3. Once you've actually got your dot points of who you are, and your clear opening statement and your summary of who you are, you can actually write those onto memory cards so that you don't forget them if you want to use notes. If you choose to use the memory cards, normally at a Toastmasters meeting, we have what we call a lectern, which is normally to the side of you. Now, you can actually have your notes just there so that you're not reading them, but they're accessible for you to jog your memory. Step 4. This is the time where you actually need to practice your speech. Now, when you're actually practicing the middle part, you only need the dot points because you mostly know who you are, and this is an icebreaker, so you shouldn't actually have to memorize it. But the 2 parts that you should memorize is your opening statement and your ending. This will allow you to have flow in the body of your speech, but it will give you a firm start and a firm ending. Thank you, Angel. That was step 5. Now for step 5, once you've practiced your speech, preferably in front of a family member, you now need to anticipate when you're going to actually do the speech in front of the public. So this is the time when you get really nervous. But instead of making yourself really afraid from the nervousness, you start to get really excited. So use those feelings of nervous energy for excitement. Then when you get up there in front of the people, if you're too worried about nerves, you can leave your hands to the side. Well, what I like to do is have my palms open. This just gives me a really nice open feeling, and I actually feel like the nervous energy goes out of my fingertips. And so that's a really nice way to actually relax yourself. And the other thing is just have a nice clear voice. If it does quaver a little bit, don't worry about that. Look at people around the room to give you a little bit of eye contact and connection with the people. At a Toastmasters meeting, when you end your speech, rather than saying thank you to everybody like you might normally do, you would just nod to the Toastmaster and say, Mr. Toastmaster, and then you can shake his hand or her hand and walk off. Now, as we were preparing for this video, Angel had some ideas of what she thought we need to do when you're preparing for your speech. Angel, would you like to tell us what's your tips?
You have to be comfortable. So No children, no distracting, no looking in the mirror.